Hey there everyone, Luke here, and oh boy, that episode of Witch Watch that came out last week, that was something. I mean, I expected it, like it was going to be the chapter that adapted the Udamaji chapter, but what I didn't expect was them to actually go the extra mile and create a specific anime intro and ending specifically for that anime episode of Udamagic. So kudos to the animators on that front. Kudos to that. But yeah, getting back to the series, we've obviously been setting up the training arc that Nico's gonna be going on. Now we're not getting there yet, which is like, oh my god, can we just get to it, please? Can we just honestly get to it right now? But no, we've got to deal with like Mori getting obsessed with something else this week in chapter 288, titled Mori's Sticker Collection. Okay. First it was vintage jeans. Then him getting overly obsessed with other things, and leading up to a sticker collection. Like, what next? It's going to be Mori's stamp collection. Like, he gets obsessed with stamps. But anyway, we've got a nice clip page of Mori and Keigo basically shopping for vintage designer outfits. Is this just like a dig at Mori being totally obsessed with vintage stuff? So anyway, pretty cool chapter, and we start off with Charmy and Slump again. Like, nice that we haven't seen him in a while, and we actually do get like what I actually honestly expected to happen recently, like with Nico growing back more and becoming a middle schooler, whereas Charmy is still in elementary school. But yeah, it's nice to see Charmy again, being a little bit of time. But yeah, it's nice to be back, and she's hanging around in the house with everyone. She's brought over a Mucha collection, and Miria says like, oh, I like these ugly rice bowl things. They always have them by the register. Oh no, that's can't say that. And Miryu's saying, "I'll take this chocolate ampule if no one minds." So yeah, she's basically bought snacks for everyone because she was in the market, and Mori is just on the sofa there, like just watching over them, kind of like the parent watching over the kids. As they continue on, and Charmy says, "Have you heard of wild chocolates? You know, the snacks that come with stickers. I saw some guys in my class buy them, so I thought I'd bring them to show with everyone." As Nico does what I expected her to do when Charmy was reintroduced after Nico got aged up a bit. She's like, "Oh, that's nice. I heard it's quite popular in elementary schools these days." And Charmy is just there like, "Yeah, don't treat me like a kid. I was the one teaching you before you were the kid, and don't treat me like a kid just because you've aged up a long time, and now you're in middle school. Quit talking down to me." And Nico apologises, saying, "I didn't mean it that way. It was just reminiscing on when I was your age." And Charmy's like, "Yeah, that only happened like that was only like about a few weeks ago at this point." Which I'm gonna say, based on what Charmy says here, I'm gonna say a month has passed since Nico finally got her herself back to her middle age. But yeah, I knew that this was going to happen the moment Charmy was reintroduced into the story. So yeah, Murray's having a look at the stickers, and he's like, "Oh, koala themed stubborn," as on the back it says, "Stubborn is as stubborn does, so I ain't moving. No amount of sweet talk or sweet treats will work. I promised the queen I'd meet her here," and that's that, which makes sense because of koalas being super attached to areas. I'm surprised it didn't go with like the tradition of like a koala sleeping all the time, doing something like that. So yeah, Mori's asking like, "Oh, which one did you get, Nico?" And Nico says, "Oh, go for gnomes." Yeah, I'm not gonna read all the descriptions of all the stickers, but yeah, so yeah, Nico got go for gnomes, and yeah, they're all trying away and everything. As Mori is still checking out like the backs of the stickers, like, "Oh, what's all this about? Oh, what's all that about? Oh, what's all this about?" And yeah, Keigo was the first one to like actually pick up on this, be like, yeah, Maury, you are really getting into these stickers right now. Like, what's the deal, man? And he's just like, oh no, it's not like I'm getting into stickers. I'm just curious about the world. Like, they've got these descriptions on the back, so I'm curious about like what the world's all about, like who they are, where they come from, and yeah. They quickly pick up on like, oh yeah, boy, you are really getting into the YY stickers, aren't you? And yeah, Maury is completely into that, right? Like, no, what are you talking about, guys? Why would I get into something like this? Some cheap kids stickers? Like, oh my god, if Maury like seriously got into Yu-Gi-Oh, you could just imagine like just his room just piled up with tins of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and given Maury's obsession with things, he would do something like that. As they continue on saying, yeah, you of course, I can already see you looking up a few things only to get sucked down a rabbit hole until you're crazy to like, they are aware of Murray's trope of being like, no, I'm not going to get into it, and then he gets like totally obsessed on the thing. So yeah, as Murray continues to constantly deny that he's not getting into this obvious thing he's getting into, Charmy hands him another sticker, and he's there like, no, stop doing this to me. I'm not interested. Before he's like, fine, and then he gets really stuck into what's on the back of the sticker and starts typing into his phone, completely ignoring everyone else, before we get a montage of him acting weird before everyone notices. Like, yeah, normally he comes into the kitchen when he gets home, but now he's going into his room, and then he goes and puts the stuff away as Nico's wondering if he's buying something that he doesn't want them to see. Like, no way, Maury doesn't want something to see after constantly denying that he's not getting into something. I wonder if he's going into something. So yeah, everyone's noticing like he doesn't talk much when they hang out in the living room either. It looks like he is thinking, but no, he is going the extra mile here. You know what? I think Maury would be like a good anime adaptator. Like, if he was to take a manga that was very much incomplete, he'll be like, okay, we've got to go here, like he would get so obsessed into a manga that he'd be like, okay, you've got to do it here, it's got to be absolutely perfect, no mistakes whatsoever, and someone will probably find a mistake and he'll just go absolutely insane over that. Like, I can see Maury like just trying to get an anime adaptation of something, like maybe get an anime adaptation of a manga within the Witch Watch manga. Like, that would be so hilarious to see Maury try to adapt an anime based on a manga, and that's in that world. But yeah, he quickly jots down everything as he gets ideas, and as Nico takes a peek over, it's like a diagram, like one of those conspiracy theory like notebook diagrams of like, okay, this goes here, this officer connects here, this officer connects here, this is connected to this part, and they recently noticing like, oh yeah, Maury is starting to gain a little bit of weight here. He's still cooking and eating the same nutritional meals he serves all day, but he's the only one getting chunky, as Nico wonders if he's snacking on something when they aren't looking, and sure enough, it's confirmed 100%. Maury has put on weight because he's gone addicted to the wild stickers, just like conspiracy theory, putting together everything about this crazy thing that is YY stickers, but as a consequence he's had to eat all the chocolates as well, which has obviously made sense for him putting on weight. As Maury now looks embarrassed, like, oh my god, I can't believe they found out, like, yeah, this is something that I'm like truly embarrassed about. I've got no excuse for this, guys. I was kind of curious about the world, so I looked up a few things. Then I stumbled upon a YouTube channel about it, so I put it on in the background. And while I was half listening to it, I started to pick up more stuff. So basically, he got curious about this world, and then started to come up with ideas and theories about it, like conspiracy, like what this actually means, what that actually is. Kind of like when somebody gets into something that they've been like just ignoring for a long time, but then when they actually sit down to really analyze it, like, okay, maybe this connects to this, maybe this connects to that, maybe this connects to that. Kind of sort of like what me and Tyler do with the Control Chaos, like what we do with Power Rangers, what we've done with Ben 10, Total Drama Island. Very soon we're going to be doing it with Avatar as well. Looking forward to that. Really excited to be getting into Avatar with Tyler. Want to know what his opinions on it. But yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that thing. And I'm obviously going to be doing like the insane fan theories about that, especially when we get to one part in Avatar that I really want to talk about. So yeah, and this is where Murray starts wants to collect them, and yeah, everyone's just like, see, we told you, we knew this was exactly what was going to happen. As soon as you get into something, you have to collect everything about it, like no stone can be left unturned. You need to stop going down rabbit holes, because the more you go down the rabbit hole, the more it's going to snowball out of control for you. And you go on about me wasting money, you go on about us wasting things and wasting our time, and yet what are you doing, man? And he's like, no, this is different, I swear this was not a waste of money, I swear this was not a waste of time. These stickers are way deeper than you think, you just haven't realised it. No one has actually realised it, no one has actually put this puzzle together like how I have. Why aren't they more popular? Like, seriously, taking a children's thing and just thinking like, oh no, there's more to this than meets the eye. And of course, because the others are only seeing it on a surface level, they're like, yeah, right, you're really over-analysing this, Murray. There is nothing seriously going on with these stickers. I mean, just look at one of these stickers, like, plenty over it. Like, seriously, that's a stretch even for a stupid dad pun. Like, you seriously cannot expect me to believe that something was going on with these stickers, but Murray sees it differently as he goes on to explain, like, oh, Kong, he's the soldier who ranked up the biggest body count in the Jugarelia War 100 years. Like, is this really just like the sticker version of Avatar: The Last Airbender here? And yet, Khan is just getting like absolutely berserk about this. Like, what the hell are you going on about, man? Here, what body count? Like, where from this sticker did you get that? And even Keigo and Mirio are like, yeah, I have to agree with Khan here. Like, there is nothing going on here. Like, you got a war from this guy, and you got something else going on here. Like, there's no way kids stickers are really going that deep. Like, it really is just like seeing Avatar on a surface level without going into the deeper meaning behind that series. Before Murray says, no, this is really got what's going on here. So read the blurb on the back, as it says on the back here, for completely over it. I completely over conflict. These days, I live alone in the mountains as a lumberjack. My trusty accent's also a reminder of the like. It's literally on the back there. Like, I like that is hilarious. Like, they were just looking at the sticker, looking at it, face first. Like, there's nothing serious about it. No, you gotta read the other side here, and then you'll understand. Like, no, there is more to this than meets the eye. And sure enough, it says it right there. His trusty axe is a reminder of the 100 corpses I once piled up like logs. And yeah, this is where everyone is just there like, oh my god, Murray was actually right here. There is something else going on here. Yeah, that's a pretty statement. That's a pretty heavy statement for something to come out of something of a cartoonish character for kids. And Keigo can't just question like, wait, what does he mean by hundreds of corpses? And Nico saying he's a lumberjacker these days, and what's that a conflict before? Before Murray continues on and explains in great detail, because it's Murray, that the characters seem dumb and kiddie on the surface, but underneath them as well, constructed, like, it really is just like Avatar. Like, I know I said this before, but is this really like Avatar? It's like Avatar, One Piece, basically all those things that when you look on the surface, no, I think it actually might be referencing One Piece here. this might actually be referencing One Piece, because if anyone's watched One Piece, they'll know that, oh yeah, on the surface the characters look cartoonishly and kiddie, perfect for kids, but on the deeper surface, like, oh my god, this is some of like the darkest stuff you've ever read or watched. But yeah, this is where Mori continues on and says, it's on the back of the stickers, but they're only being hit piece by piece, so you gotta put everything together, kind of like a jigsaw that you gotta solve the mystery and connect all the dots together. And yeah, this where they're all starting to get like curious about this. So and this is where it hit Mori in these cutesy stickers. The truth of the war between the Mountain Kingdom and the Forest Kingdom 100 years ago is hidden. And yet Keigo points out like, oh, this is the June Guerrilla War. You know, back when Kong Plotio was over it as a soldier, and now he's over it because he feels guilty. As Khan is just like, whoa, what, you let yourselves get sucked in for? Like, they're really starting to like, as soon as Mori actually explained it and everything, like they're really starting to get sucked in. And Khan is just being like, am I the only same one around here? As Mori continues on and says, the name of the war indulged me for so long. You have no idea how big of an adrenaline rush I got for when I finally saw on the turtling through the shells. As Nico, again, like Khan, is being like the more sensible one and saying like, oh great, Mori's gone nuts for some dumb stickers for kids. Like, Nico, you're a kid as well. I mean, I get it, like, she's not an anime, but she's still a kid. So as all of this is going on, Mori continues on and says, like, did you see it, guys? Do you see it now? I was right. They're all connected if you just look, but buy one sticker and you get another mystery, so you need to buy another and another. It just never stops. Like, no, this is really... No, I said it was the Avatar stickers, but no, this is the One Piece stickers. Like, oh, you can't just buy one, you gotta buy them all, and you get addicted to it. You pile them up, it gets out of control here. And Kay was like, yeah, no wonder you got addicted, as Mori says, there's even hints in the pictures. Look at the axe Complentia has. It's the heirloom he got from his old best friend, Leon. And by the way, Leon is actually the king of the Mountain Kingdom. As they like, oh, you're right. It's the same axe. It's the same axe. Like, okay, now I'm tempted. Like, where is this all going? So wait, is Leon dead? I'm curious as to what. And yeah, Nico's just like, oh great, now Khan's into it. Now Khan's into it as well. What am I even gonna do? And they continue on by bringing in more, including Renegade Untrustworthy, which is just a wolf, as they say. But he was assassinated a coup d'etat by Renegade Untrustworthy, who wants to take the credit for his heroism. And to compel things further, Leon was in a event with Queen Kangaroo. Like, that is hard to say. Like, Queen and Kangaroo just smushed together. Who is the queen of the rival forest king? Like, this is all going over. Like, this is so. Like, there was a lion king. Like just like just does your head in. Like, again, it's like trying to explain the One Piece series to someone who just sees it as a surface level, like, oh, these are just goofy characters, Luffy punching someone with his rubber body, really, really goofy before. It's like, no, he punches people, he can do all these other techniques, he's got all these crazy things that are happening. I'm not going to spoil it for Richmond. Red, I know you're not watching this, but I'm still going to big up Red. Don't spoil this for Richmond. I know Richmond's not going to be watching this as well, but still, it's kind of like that when you try to explain something to One Piece to someone who's just there, like, what you actually going on about here? Before they say like, oh, she must have been so sad when Leon died, as they're like, oh, now look at this one, Cam-O-Leon. Like, that is just hard to say. The Cam-O-Leon sticker has a rare variety where you tear off his mask, he's actually Leon, so Leon is still alive. So yeah, wait, Leon, they thought Leon was assassinated, but it turned into Cam-Leon, so Leon is not alive. Leon survived by going into hiding. He's lying. Leon disguised himself until he had a chance to take back the throne. So yeah, now that everything's been explained in great detail, Khan is like, oh my god, this is like the most intense thing ever. I can't believe you thought of this, Murray. If you write out the whole relationship chart, it looks like something like this. It's like a weird, like, love square triangle, every different relationship going on. As they say, oh, so that's what the whole red string conspiracy theory chart is for. Like, just Murray putting red strings, like, okay, this relationship goes there, this relationship goes there, this relationship goes there. It's just like all over the place here. Before Kegel mentions, like, oh wow, there's a ton of characters and they're all interconnected. Familiars, masters, and student lovers, they're all tangled up. As Murray says, yeah, I almost bawled my eyes out when I realised the Alligator was really Crowley's son. Like, these names are just so hard to pronounce. So as they continue explaining the relationship charts, Nico says, Nico is trying to be as polite as she is here, even though she finds the whole thing goofy. She says, yeah, I guess this isn't much of a character relationship chart as it is a Sue dictionary. And Mira is like, yeah, so really, what is wrong with that? Before Murray brings out the biggest twist of, like, actually, all these characters, they used to be former humans, and this, like, just shocks everyone. Like, what the hell? Is this, like, some sort of Sonic the Hedgehog weird, twisted reality thing going on here? As Nico says, please stop this. You started scaring me, Murray, and yet all the other guys are just like, screw spoilers, we don't care what is spoiled yet. You've got to tell us everything. You've got to tell us how you got to this conclusion, like how you came up with this. Just tell me all the story secrets, please. We need to know this. And this is where Murray's like puts the pause brakes on here. It's like, wait a minute. About a few days ago, you were criticized, and just now you criticized me for getting too addicted to something, and now you guys are the ones being addicted, like demanding I spoil everything about this story. So yeah, I can't spoil everything about the story, but I want an apology first. And yeah, this is everyone's just like, okay, we're sorry, but you just gotta tell us, please tell us. As Murray's like, alright, wow, okay, the pull of the wow stickers is intense. There's a sacred chalice that can grant any wish. Possessing it is what triggered the war between the Mountain Kingdom and the Forest Kingdom. So wait, is like that gonna be like what the One Piece is? Like just a golden chalice that can grant any wish whatsoever? You know what, that would actually, that would be like the most insane reveal ever. Like, which one actually predicted what the One Piece would be, like, years before it actually came. It's like a golden chalice that can grant any wish, which, now that I think about it, that would make a lot of sense. Like, a chalice that can grant any wish, but where did that chalice come from or anything? But bottom line is, Queen Garou took it and it reacted to her tears. She wished that her world could be as peaceful as a child's storybook. That wish was granted. The war ended, but the world was transformed into a fairy tale animal kingdom. So yeah. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if this is what the One Piece is, just something that can grant any wish whatsoever, because that would explain why Roger, when he went to Laugh Tale, just started laughing like, oh my god, this is something that can grant any wish. Wait a minute. But yeah, that would be insane if that was what the One Piece actually was. And we finally cut to Ban, who's just waking up from a nap here as she notices everyone's still getting into the story of the Wow stickers. With Murray saying, what I'm curious about is why Leon's still holding the royal sword. There's a hint about an old story that says breaking the chalice with the royal sword will turn the world back. And yeah, again, Nico starts to get into this as well, which is like, oh my gosh, really? That would actually work? So yeah, everyone now at this point has just gone into the story, so might as well go all out here when talking about the stickers. But yeah, Bob's just there like, hey guys, I'm here. What's going on? And they continue talking more about the stickers. It being of just the chalice, thinking like, oh, that has to be a sticker of just the chalice then. And yeah, Murray's like exactly, but no matter how many times I've tried to put it, I just cannot seem to grasp what is going on here. Before Keigo thinks like, oh, so this must be a secret, and they conclude like, yeah, most likely. I think I have the whole collection except for that one sticker I did research on the internet, but I can't find anyone who has it. No one's pulled it or anything. So, I wonder who had actually pulled it. The one person that's not been in this chapter coming in pretty much as a Deus Ex Machina feel like, oh yeah, no, I have it right here, and they're all freaking out about it like, oh, what? You haven't even found it. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Why haven't you been able to find it? Before Ban says like, hey guys, what is actually going on here? You are all acting like nutcases. Like, wait, what's this sticker? What's this sticker all about and everything? As Keigo mentions, like, looking at it from the side story, it makes sense for Queen Garou to have it, and they're putting pieces together about, yeah, it's got to be Queen Garou. If you knew where she hid it, then that might tell us how we're supposed to actually find it. And Ban is just there like, as they're all like overthinking like where Queen Garou could have actually put this chalice that could grant any wish and everything, and maybe the secret sticker of the chalice is that, like, they're still trying to figure it out, and Ban's just there like, seriously? You're overthinking it, and yet you haven't looked in the most obvious spot where it could be. She's a kangaroo and a queen, so it's obviously in her. It's obviously in her pouch. She's a kangaroo. She's a kangaroo. Are you sure she didn't just stuff it into her pouch? And everyone's just there like, oh my god, why didn't we think about that before? Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, but how are you supposed to check it from under her clothing spread? She's a sticker, and then this is where they're like, check under, like, oh, it's a sticker that can actually peel off. Then it must be a double layered sticker, and they're like, that is like an incredible twist like that. And yeah, I have to admit, that is pretty incredible. Like, it's a double layered sticker, and the clue is like, yeah, the chalice would be in her pouch. As they eventually do find the chalice, and if they line up with Leon's sticker and the sword breaks through the chalice, this proves that the story is complete and the world goes back to normal. And this is where the conclusion of the Wild 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 sticker story is complete, as they feel so satisfied about it. So yeah, the stickers told a complete story that all led to this chalice and the world going back to normal, and everyone's just there like, wait, you sure you aren't the first in the country to actually do this, to actually figure out the plan that was actually going on with these stickers? So they decide to take a picture to commemorate this, and Keigo just starts to get really like, dude, I've got an idea. If we totally do YouTube videos out of this, then we'll make a killing of it. As Murray's like, no, that's not my kind of thing. And besides, I need to get back into shape. But they're like, no. Trust me, I've got this idea. It will go really far. Like, yeah, get Nemu in here, okay? Go get Nemu in here to collab on these videos. But everyone's just there like, again with this stuff. Just don't include us. I'm not interested in it, in doing it anymore. Before Keigo's just there like, okay, fine. If you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it myself. And he starts off a YouTube video going to tell the world of the Wild 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 stickers, and that's where the chapter ends. So, wow, that chapter really was something, guys. Like, never would have guessed like that, like, just these stupid stickers will turn into like a One Piece conspiracy level. Gotta get all the pieces together to figure out what this story actually is all about. And like I said, if it turns out that the One Piece is just a chalice that can grant any wish, that would be like so funny. To think that Witch Watch actually predicted that was what the One Piece was going to be. But yeah, nice fun chapter. It took me a few rereads to actually get what was going on, and the humour that was going on with this chapter. Of again, Mori being more obsessed with it, but also in being right of it being like, oh no, this is not like just some kiddie stuff going on. There's actually deeper layers that are going on here. Kind of like what happens with Witch Watch as well, when on the surface people can look at it as just slice of life romances, but deep underneath there's like some dark elements going on here, and like carefully planning things to happen with the story. And oh my god, what if Mori has to break a chalice to turn Nico back to normal? Like, what if this is actually a clue to what's going to happen in a future chapter? But that's something we'll just have to wait and see. And yeah, like I said, I really want them to start getting back into the serious arcs, getting into this training arc. And since we had Charmy at the beginning of this chapter, she wasn't here as much as I thought she would be, but it was nice that we actually got her back. And like, since we've had Charmy and now we've had focus on Nemu, I get the feeling that they are going to play an integral role in the training arc that's coming up. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.